कृष्ण कृपा श्री मूर्ति अभय शरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ISKCON founder Acharya, beauty founder Acharya, savior of the whole world, Jaguru Srila Prabhupada की। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रविदाकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहिए श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन नाम की जय। श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। द्वारकापुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। ISKCON वर्तमान आचार्य वृंद गुरु वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन प्रोग्राम की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरि। All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pujarini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshthani Srila Prabhupada ki. Shri Guru वंदना का हिंदी में अनुवाद कृपया हमारे साथ दोहराइए। हमारे गुरुदेव के चरण कमल ही एकमात्र साधन हैं जिनके द्वारा हम शुद्ध भक्ति प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। मैं उनके चरण कमलों में अत्यंत भक्ति एवं श्रद्धा पूर्वक नतमस्तक होता हूँ। उनकी कृपा से जीव भौतिक क्लेशों के महासागर को पार कर सकता है तथा कृष्ण की कृपा प्राप्त कर सकता है। मेरी एकमात्र इच्छा है कि उनके मुख कमल से निकले हुए शब्दों द्वारा अपनी चेतना को शुद्ध करूँ। उनके चरण कमलों में अनुराग ऐसी सिद्धि है जो अर्थों को पूर्ण करती है। वे मेरी बंद आँखों को खोलते हैं तथा मेरे हृदय में दिव्य ज्ञान भरते हैं। जन्म जन्मांतरों में वे मेरे प्रभु हैं। वे प्रेमा भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं और विद्या का नाश करते हैं। वैदिक शास्त्र उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, करुणा सिंधु तथा पतित आत्माओं के मित्र, आप सबके गुरु एवं सभी लोगों के जीवन हैं। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, मुझ पर दया कीजिए तथा मुझे अपने श्री चरणों की छाया प्रदान कीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोकों में फैला हुआ है। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ऋषि कुमार प्रभु जी की।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। यशोदा नंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदा नंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरवनचारी। यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे हरे राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपादा श्रील प्रभुपादा, प्रभुपादा श्रील प्रभुपादा। जय जय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे। नित्य लीला प्रवेश विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु शीला प्रभुपाद की, ISKCON and Biblity founder, savior of the whole world, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitya Leela Prabhupada Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Sadasri Srimati Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada ki, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, ISKCON वर्तमान आचार्य वृंद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की, श्री श्री गौरनिताय की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा श्री सुदर्शन की, ISKCON ट्रांससेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मैराथन महामहोत्सव की, ISKCON द्वारका धाम की, निताय निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembly of Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembly of Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembly of Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Preshnaya, Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Srila Prabhupada ki. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते गौरचंद्राय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। इंग्लिश और हिंदी? How many for only हिंदी? कितने लोग इंग्लिश में पूछेंगे तो कैसे समझेंगे ना, यही ट्रिक था। कितने लोगों को मात्र हिंदी समझ में आती है? कितने लोग 9 बजे तक रहेंगे? जबरदस्ती हाथ उठा के फिर 5 मिनट उठ गए, उनकी आपकी तकलीफ में मैं इंग्लिश शुरू कर दिया, हिंदी शुरू कर दिया, फिर दिक्कत होगी। So what we'll do is I think somebody can translate behind. मैं तात्पर्य जो है हिंदी से पढ़ूंगा, अधिकतर प्रवचन हिंदी में दूंगा, इंग्लिश में दूंगा, बीच बीच में थोड़ा हिंदी की चवन्नी अठन्नी डाल दूंगा। कभी कभी खुद के लिए भी लेक्चर देना पड़ता है और मुझे अंग्रेजी अच्छी से समझ में आती है। सो दिस लेक्चर इज फॉर माई सेल्फ। आप लोगों को बीच में कुछ समझ में आया तो ठीक है। विल सी हाउ थिंग्स गो। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम स्कंद 3 अध्याय 32 श्लोक संख्या 11। अध्याय का शीर्षक है कर्म बंधन। अथ तम सर्वभूतानां हृत्पद्मेषु कृतालयं श्रुतानुभावं शरणं व्रजभावेन भामिनी। अथ तं सर्वभूतानां हृत्पद्मेषु कृतालयं श्रुतानुभावं शरणं व्रजभावेन भामिनी। अथ तं सर्वभूतानां हृत्पद्मेषु कृतालयं श्रुतानुभावं शरणं व्रजभावेन भामिनी सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्ट परंतपा। दूसरे ट्यून में बदल गया। आगे normally by the time in Chaitanya Charitamrita classes especially, by the time you reach the 5th or 6th person, there are 6-7 different tunes. So variety. Yeah, go ahead, somebody else can. Someone else? Krit Padmeshu Karalayam Vrajabhavena Bhamini Powerful chanting. Vaishnavis mothers. शिवदाता नवोदय तात्पर्य कृष्ण कृपा श्रीमती अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगतगुरु शील प्रभुपाद के द्वारा जगतगुरु शील प्रभुपाद की अतः तम भगवान को सर्वभूतानां समस्त जीवों के हृद पद्मेषु कमल हृदयों में कृत आलयम निवास करते हुए श्रुत अनुभावम जिनका यश आपने सुना शरणम शरण में व्रज जाओ भावेन भक्ति द्वारा भामिनी हे माता। अनुवाद दोहराए मेरे बात। अतः हे माता आप प्रत्यक्ष भक्ति द्वारा जन जन के हृदय में स्थित पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान की शरण ग्रहण करें। आपने कॉल कर दिया उनको, उसके बाद बोलें क्या फायदा, अभी बताओ। तात्पर्य कृष्ण भक्ति से भगवान का प्रत्यक्ष संपर्क हो सकता है और भगवान के साथ प्रेमी परमात्मा पुत्र मित्र या स्वामी रूप में उनसे संबंध स्थापित किया जा सकता है। मनुष्य अनेक प्रकार से परमेश्वर के साथ दिव्य प्रेम संबंध स्थापित कर सकता है और यह भाव ही वास्तविक तादात्म्य है। किंतु मायावादी चिंतकों तथा वैष्णव चिंतकों का तादात्म्य पृथक पृथक होता है। ये दोनों ही परब्रह्म में लीन होना चाहते हैं, किंतु वैष्णव अपनी सत्ता खोना नहीं चाहते। वे प्रेमी, जनक, मित्र या दास के रूप में अपनी सत्ता अथवा पहचान बनाए रखना चाहते हैं। दिव्य जगत में दास तथा स्वामी एक हैं, यह परम पद है। यद्यपि उनमें दास तथा स्वामी का संबंध रहता है, किंतु सेव्य तथा सेवक दोनों एक ही पद पर रहते हैं, यही तादात्म्य है। भगवान कपिल ने अपनी माता को उपदेश दिया कि उन्हें किसी परोक्ष विधि की आवश्यकता नहीं है, वे पहले से प्रत्यक्ष विधि को प्राप्त हैं, क्योंकि परमेश्वर ने उनके पुत्र के रूप में जन्म लिया है। वस्तुतः उन्हें और किसी उपदेश की आवश्यकता नहीं रह गई थी, क्योंकि वे पहले ही सिद्ध अवस्था में थी। कपिल देव ने उन्हें उसी अवस्था में बने रहने की सलाह दी, अतः उन्होंने अपनी माता को भामिनी कहकर संबोधित किया, जो सूचित करता है कि वे पहले ही अपने पुत्र रूप में भगवान का चिंतन कर रही थी। अतः कपिल देव देवहूति को सीधे कृष्ण भावनामृत में भक्ति करने की सलाह देते हैं, क्योंकि इस चेतना के बिना माया के पाश से मुक्त नहीं हुआ जा सकता। श्रील प्रभुपाद की। कितने हिंदी? एक ही है उसमें, सब वहां चले गए। ठीक है, यू लाइक हियरिंग फ्रॉम बलि मुरारी प्रभु, व्हाट कैन आई डू। आज आपका क्लास है। सो दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर, इट इज कॉल्ड द लॉ ऑफ कर्मा और कर्म बंधना। सो let us start from the beginning of the chapter. The path of karma. In the 47th verse of the previous chapter, Kapila Dev tells Devahuti, Buddhva jivakatim dhiro mukta sangas chare deha tasman na karya santraso na karpanyam na sambhramaha. We should not be scared or horrified, because there is no real birth or death. Or we should not try to enjoy in the world. We should not be too eager for that also. So then what is mentioned? Understanding the goal of the jiva. Buddhva jivagatim. Jivagati is goal of the jiva. Understand the goal of the jiva. Buddhva, with intelligence. We should understand what is the goal of the jiva, what is the purpose of the jiva. Understand that. And then it is said, Mukta Sangha Chared Iha. Mukta Sangas Chared Iha. Therefore, one should move around freely in this world. Freely doesn't mean without following rules and regulations. Free meaning internally not bound by the bondage and the shackles of one's own material desires or the attachment of being in the material world. It is important to be in the material world, but not of the material world. So in the next verse, before that we must understand that one should not be scared of anything, one should not be horrified of anything, since the Atma does not take birth or death. Antavanta ime deha nityasya okta sharirana. Or dehi nityam avadhyoyam dehe sarvasva bharata. The soul cannot be killed, the soul doesn't die. Therefore, there is nothing to be horrified about. Although Brahma created 5 forms of nescience at the beginning of creation, Moha, Mahamoha, Tamishra, Antatamishra, all this. One of them is fear of death. So this fear of death comes because of ignorance. Ignorance of our real identity. When we understand our real position, we understand that there is no birth, no death, and therefore nothing to be horrified about. And therefore we are also not too eager to enjoy this material world, because we are not material. It doesn't mean we are immaterial. We are not material means we are spiritual. We are 1 by 10,000. That doesn't mean we are immaterial. We are anti-material. We are anti-matter. We are spirit. Therefore, Kapila Dev says, Samyak darshanaya buddhya yoga vairagya yuktaya Maya virachite loke chare nyasya kalevaram. This body can move around along with the intelligence and the mind. How? By giving up the attachment to these. Give up the attachment to the body, utilize one's intelligence, and using the correct vision, yoga, vairagya, etc. Kalevaram nasya, that is a phrase that is used. Nasya kalevaram, which means you give the attachment to the body. The idea is not to just give up the body, because Western philosophers have a philosophy called absurdism, theater of the absurd. Somebody called, one of the famous Nobel Prize winners and famous philosophers, Albert Camus, he used to believe in this absurdism. He said that life is absurd, so you die. There's no reason to live. So he starts one of his books called with the line, "Mother died yesterday or maybe today." That, it's a very observant attitude. The book is called The Outsider. So he's looking at things from the outside as an observer. But what he doesn't know is that he is the outsider. He is not the body but the soul. But the problem is the body doesn't end with death. This is interesting. The soul definitely doesn't end, but the body doesn't end. Because by ending the body prematurely, you get a ghostly body. And by ending the karma, you get a spiritual body. So in one sense, you never lose a body. You always have a body. You are never nobody. Because you are 1 by 10,000, the tip of a hair. Avinashitu tatviti yenas sarvamidam tadam. Just like the effect of a medicine spreads throughout the body, Srila Prabhupada says, similarly the presence of the soul is felt throughout the body in the form of consciousness. Now in this sequence of chapters, am I going too fast, Bali Murari? Is it okay? Am I going too fast or is it okay? I didn't understand that. So, before this, Kapila Dev talks about those people who don't follow Shastra, who follow impious activities. And when he talks about their destination, it's so scary, where they will go to. Then he talks about those people who follow Shastra, perform pious activities, but don't worship God or don't worship the Supreme Lord. They go to demigods and other forms. Kamaisthaisthir kritajnana prapatyante anya devata. What they don't realize is yo yam yam tanum mrityam shraddha arpitum ecchati. The faith in the demigods is provided by Krishna himself. The capability of the demigods to fulfill benedictions is also given by Krishna or Rukmini Dwarkadish or Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Sudarshan or Gauranitai Ki Jai. So he is the one who provides them the ability to be them. They are not they are demigods, right? So they cannot be demigods unless God empowers them. It's pretty simple. But then antavatu phalam tesham tadbhavati alpamedasam. Less intelligent people, they don't understand that the worship to the demigods goes to Krishna. Akashat patitam toyam yadha gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam prati gacchati. Just like water falls from the sky and goes into the ocean. Whatever water falls down has to go to the ocean. And then again it goes up and then down like that. Similarly, Sarva Deva Namaskaram, all the obeisances, all the worship that is offered to demigods goes to whom? Keshavam Pratigachati. It goes to Keshava. So the interesting part is all the worship goes to Krishna. But unfortunately, the worshipper doesn't go to Krishna, the worshipper goes to the demigod. Devan devejo yanti pitran yanti pitran vrata. Yanti madhyaji nopimam, Krishna says. One who worships me comes to me. Because yam yam vapi smaran bhavam or anta kalecha mam eva smaran mukta kalevaram. One who remembers me unequivocally in an unalloyed manner, me alone, Krishna says, he will attain me. Yati nastyatra samshaya, there is no doubt about it. But in between, whichever one is base is there, they are to go to other places. That's the point. Now, and incidentally, today is Ikkis. So, we should not get stuck with Unni's beast because today is Radha Padasarthi's 51st appearance anniversary. Srila Prabhupada installed Sri Radha Padasarthi on this date. Pretty good. Who is this fast guy? Very smart. Chupa ke kar rahe ho kya? Achha, okay. Very good. I have to speak, I have to match his language. So, in this chapter, the path of karma, Kapila Uvacha, Athayo graha medhiyan dharman eva vasan grahe kamam artham cha dharman swan dogdhi bhuyah pipartitan. So, as a householder, we discussed this before also. Somebody gets into married life, but doesn't follow Shastra, is a householder. But then the point is, he doesn't realize that it is not he who is holding the house, but it is the house which is holding him. It's like I had one of my former secretaries, a funny guy. Obviously, you need a sense of humor to work with me, otherwise. So, he had a WhatsApp message which said, WhatsApp is using me. You understand? It's not, normally people that I am using WhatsApp, but his message says, WhatsApp is using me. So similarly, the householder thinks that I am holding the house, but it is the house which is holding him. Atha graha kshetra suta apta vittahi janasya mohoyam aham mamaiti. And it is mentioned here, the person who enjoys dharma, artha, kama, moksha, as a householder, he lives in the house, he again performs the same activities. It is just like you feed grass to the cow gives milk. After that, you again take the cow to feed grass. Then again, he gives milk. Then again, you feed grass. So, this is the way it goes on. So, a householder stays in a house to perform dharma, artha, and kama, and again, we'll have to be in the house. What is mentioned here is in this chapter is sakama karma. Sakama. You're doing kama, you're performing karma with kama. You, really speaking, your kama should be for Rama. And your trishna should be for Krishna. But when you have trishna for the material objects, mriga trishna, and you have otherwise kama, not attachment to apta kama, who is Krishna. Apta kama means one who's completely bereft of material desires, who's totally fulfilled and self-satisfied. That is Krishna. The only way we can give up kama is by getting attached to apta kama, Krishna, and those who are his apta kama disciples, who are Atma Ramas. But otherwise, you will get stuck here. This is sakama karma. You do something with something in expectation. It's business transaction. Vanika vritti. Like Prahlad Maharaj says, I am not a vanika, I am not a merchant. You're doing something in return for something. Sakama karma. And then it is mentioned that there are those who don't return to this world. Somebody does some sakama karma, he enjoys some results, then he has to come. Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam, shene punya martilokam vishanti. You perform sakama karma, you go to the heavenly planets, and the heavenly planets are also destroyed every day of Brahma. Swarga also gets inundated with pralaya. Dainika pralaya of Brahma's life. And then you come back plummeting down to earth. Shine punye martyolokam vishanti. You come plummeting down. You just come crashing down. In English there is a saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So we may try to do material activities, try to cultivate our material desires and try to go to the heavenly planets, but we'll have to, it's just like a soda bottle. The harder you press it or bang at it, it comes up that much. So your karma keeps bouncing back at you. And there is nishkama karma. You're not attached to the result. You're attached not at all to the results. You offer the results to the Supreme Lord. But there is a trick sometimes. You can be a nishkama karmi without being a pure devotee. Why? Because nishkama karma means you're not attached to the results, but you're attached to the process. You can be attached to the process. Even after coming to Bhakti Yoga, we may take our own decisions that I will only do bhakti like this. Teri mercy, par meri marzi. There is manmana bhavat bhakta, there is manmana bhavat bhakta. Your options. So when we do it only the way we want to do, then it is nishkama karma. It is not really pure devotional service. But the advantage is tivrena bhakti yogena yajana purusham param. Akama sarva kamova moksha kama udaradi. Whether you have all desires, whether you have no desires, whether you have desire for liberation, in all such instances, intensely perform devotion service to Purusham Param, the Supreme Person, beyond everything. So it's mentioned here that, like I mentioned earlier, that Kapila Dev had talked earlier about those people who perform condemned sinful activities. Yes, shastravati mutsrija vartate kamakarata. Na siddhim avapnoti na sukham na param gatim. They've gone against the principles of Shastra. They performed vikarma. What happens to them? They get hellish destinations. And after that he says, this is those who have material desire, but as per Shastra, that is sakama karma. It is in one sense prescribed, sanctioned sense gratification. But the point is, it is still Atmendriya Priti. Atmendriya Priti Vacha Tare Balikam Krishnendriya Priti Cha Dhare Premanam. Love means you perform activities for the pleasure of Krishna's senses. Rishi Kenna Rishikesha Sevanam. In the Bhagavad Gita introduction and preface, Srila Prabhupada talks about the subject matter of Bhagavad Gita, that it is to please the senses of Krishna. And what happens is that those people who follow Sakama Karma process, they get bewildered by desire. Sacha api bhagavad dharmat kama mudha paran mukha. Paran mukha meaning they are inclined towards others. How? Because of kama mudha, they are foolish people. They are bewildered by material desire. So they go towards kama isthete hrita jnana prapatyande anya devata. They go to other people. I remember that once when I was in Nagpur, that time I was serving as vice president of the Nagpur temple. I was also working for a newspaper at that time as a publisher. So we brought out, for 2-3 years, we brought out Bhagavad Gita Jashi Ahai Tashi every day in the newspaper. Every day, some part of the purport. So in 3.5 years, we completed Bhagavad Gita twice. And then they sacked me. No, not joking. I just got transferred to Delhi. So the point is that at that time, I saw in Maharashtra, especially Vidarbha, there are some many popular heroes. So I saw suddenly in one of the walls it was written, Jan Kalyan Hetu Prabhu ne liye avatar 3. Okay, khatam nahi hua. Falana Falana Baba, Falana Falana another Baba, and Falana Falana Maharaj. Because this is getting recorded, they will remain Falana. So I was just thinking, which Shastra talks about these people? So that is yes, Shastra Vidhi Mutsrujya. Then they go to these people and they may be Siddha Purushas, they may be capable personalities, but they definitely are not God, even if they claim to be. And the reality is, many of the good ones, they don't claim to be God. But they say, right, the showroom is very clean, the godown is very dirty. They themselves don't claim to be God, but their followers, they claim to be God. Those who follow those who are not God as followers are followers. Because they have no way of going up. Unless they get the association of elevated devotees like Nityananda Ram Prabhu. No, I meant literally. Elevated is 6 feet 4 inches. Sometimes I ask him, how is the weather up there? So, anyway, so the fact is, Kapila Dev says, even if somebody performs activities as per scriptures, but for his own sense gratification, he has to be criticized, he has to be condemned. I gave you time to translate. Tat Shraddhaya Krantamati Pitrideva Vrata Puman Gatva Chandramasam Lokam Soma Pa Punar Eshyati. Go to Chandraloka, drink Somapana. You finish Somarasa, then you come down. Then Yada Chahindra Chayayam Shete Nanta Sanoharihi Tada Lokalayam Yanti Ta Ete Grahamedinam. So when the Supreme Lord lies on Ananta, Ahindra is Ananta. Ahi means snake, king of serpents. Ahindra is Ananta. On him he lies down, the Supreme Lord lies down. At the end of one day, Brahma's Nitya Pralaya that happens, at the end of one day of Brahma goes and resides in Mahavishnu's body. At that time, Swargaloka is also inundated. So this Loka that you are coveting by performing Sakama Karma is itself finished. What to speak about your desires to attain them? It's finished, everything is gone. Then it is mentioned, Ye Swadharman na dukhyanti dhira kamarta hetave nissanga nyasta karmana prashanta shuddha chetasah. But the intelligent people who don't desire the results of their prescribed actions of artha, kama, etc. What happens to them? They offer all the results to God. How is it mentioned? Nyasta karmanaha. Nissanga nyasta karmanaha. Without any attachment, they are offering the results to Krishna. What happens to them? Prashanta Shuddha Chetasaha. They are peaceful and pure in consciousness. Jitatmana Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha Shitoshna Sukadukeshu Tatha Mana Apamana Yoho. Nothing affects them. Such people can go around free because they are pure. Those who are pure can be free. Those who are not pure, they can never be free or liberated or peaceful. Nasti buddhira yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavataya shanti ashantasya kutas sukam. Buddhira yuktasya, somebody's intelligence is not connected to God. Yoga, yujjate iti yoga. One who is connected in yoga is yukta. Nasti buddhira yuktasya, somebody's intelligence is not connected to God. What happens to him? Nacha yuktasya bhavana, his consciousness is also not pure, his emotions are not pure, his feelings are not pure, his thoughts are not pure. Nacha bhavataya shanti. Such a person, what? He has no peace. And if you are not peaceful, then ashantasya kutas sukham. Why do you come to the temple? Man ki shanti ke liye. If shanti were there outside, why are you coming to the temple? Nobody will say, I am going to the discotheque because I want man ki shanti. It's very clear. They will say, maje lene ka. They will not say, I want man ki shanti ke liye main thoda discotheque jaake aata hu. Ya PVR jaake aata hu. Nobody says that. People are very clear. But it is that they covet shanti, but they are not willing to convert their desires for shanti into actions to attaining shanti. They go by here, they will do, they won't come inside. So it's a great responsibility on the part of devotees that people may even live next to sector 13, maybe even right opposite the temple, but to get them to cross the Viraja and come into the temple is possible only by the Sankirtan devotees of the Lord. So chant the holy name and distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. There is no other way. That's the only way they can make the transition from just having a slight spark. You have to stoke it, blow on it and make it inflamed, make it bigger. That's why Srila Prabhupada said, you have no Sukriti, I have given you Sukriti. Since we are not capable of giving Sukriti, we are giving Prabhupada. Prabhupada will give the Sukriti. Such people will otherwise remain stuck. The worst part is, you want to wake up a person who is not sleeping. It's okay to wake up somebody who is sleeping. But somebody knows a marna to sabko hai, and then go back to the same life which will get us entrapped and entangled in punarapi jananam, punarapi manaram, punarapi janani jatareshayanam. That's the whole point. Shankaracharya is lamenting, iha samsare bahut ustare. This place is full of misery. Therefore, it's a kripaya pare pahi murare, begging the Supreme Lord for deliverance. They will stop short of taking shelter of Krishna. They will say everything. And you and I have been part of the day, and we will remain part of the day unless we take these wonderful books that have been written by that person whose name was Abhay Charan Day. Now, they don't enter Krishna's body. They don't enter Mahavishnu's body. Even if they, in the sense, they don't enter as in they physically may enter, but they have to come back again. They don't remain there. Those who are devotees, those are in advanced form of devotion. They go along with Brahma when Brahma gets delivered. From Satyaloka he goes to Hiranyagarbha himself. Some places Hiranyagarbha is called Brahma also. So when Brahma gets delivered, they go along with him. But sometimes those who are dhyana yogis, those who are jnanis, they don't, jnanis as in the right pronunciation, they don't get delivered, they don't go above. What happens? Aruhya Krishnena param padam patandyadho. They have to fall down after having reached the topmost position. Why? Anadrita yushma dangre. They have not respected the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Such people don't take to devotion. So Kapila Dev condemns such people. And he says, those who are nishkama karmis, nyasta karmanaha, they are unattached and engrossed in actions of detachment, nivritti dharma nirata, with no sense of possessiveness, nirmama nirahankritaha, swadharma aptena satvena parishuddhena chetasa. Their consciousness is completely purified because they have offered their actions to Krishna. Tat paratvena nirmalam. And it is mentioned, how do they do it? By performing their prescribed activities. It's just that Srila Purijan Prabhu says, they fold their palm and say, Krishna, this is for you. Tadiya vastu Govinda, sarvam tubhyam samarpayat. Tubhyam sarvam samarpayat. Tadiya vastu, it belongs to you. Take water from the Ganga and offer it back to Ganga. Everything comes from Krishna, you give it back to Krishna for his pleasure. With that consciousness drives the activity. It's not just the activity. Otherwise it is like that Brahmana, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada says, who used to say that he was a big Vedic Brahmana, he would eat only prasadam. Once he was carrying some wafers, suddenly there was a breeze and all the wafers and popcorn started flying in there. He started saying, Krishna Arpanamastu, Krishna Arpanamastu, Krishna Arpanamastu. He didn't want it to go waste. It comes down, he'll take it and eat it. So, this is not the way it is. That Dviparardha avasaneya pralayo brahmanastute tavad adhyasate lokam parasya parachintakaha. So, they remain meditating in Brahmaloka at the end of Brahma's lifetime. And after that, what happens? They enter into Mahavishnu. Kalam parakyam anubhuya paraswayambhuhu. At the time of dissolution, Brahma becomes liberated. Then what happens? He desires to give up his body of Vairaja. Vairaja means it composed of the 5 elements. Pratyap, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha. And then what happens? The gunas, he is full of the 3 gunas, but is predominated by Rajoguna, Brahma. He enters the Supreme Lord, the Antaryami or the Prakriti. And he knows Parakyam, Parardha. He has Dviparardha, he has his lifestyle. First half 50 years, second half 50 years. Dvitiya Parardhe, Shvetavaraha Galpe, Vaivasatakyam Anvandare, Ashtavigamshatidame. That's where we are right now. Dvitiya Parardhe. Brahma is in his 51st year now. Just 1 year younger than me. And that's how we think of great personalities. That he is also like me. He is also wearing dhoti kurta. He is also chanting the same mantra. We think like that about Guru. We think like that about other Vaishnavas. The pure devotee doesn't have to have horns and tail. He can be sitting right next to you. He can be in a maroon jacket with his hand on his chin. So, बस गौर से देखना है. So therefore, in today's verse, it is mentioned, Athatam sarvabhutanam hrit padmeshu kritalayam. Sarvabhutanam hrit padmeshu. Mama mana mandire rohanishidin. Pravishta karnarandrena swanam bhava saroruham. The holy name enters through the ears and enters the heart. The heart, which is a lotus where the Supreme Lord can sit. Shrutanu bhavam sharanam vrajabhavena bhamini. He is the Lord of all beings. So basically, Kapiladev is telling Mother Devahuti that without bhakti, nobody can be liberated. Only bhakti can liberate you. Karmani nirdahati kintu ja bhakti bhajam. Only bhakti can burn karma. And that way one can get liberated. There is no other way. This is very interesting. Only bhakti can liberate you. But when you get bhakti, you don't want liberation. Isn't it? It's just say, Mama janmani janmani ishre bhavatat bhakti raheti kitvai. Moksha laguta karat is a symptom of bhakti. You get pure devotion, you perform pure devotion to go back to God. And when you get pure devotion, you say, Krishna, wherever you want to send me, send me. And that is why Krishna is so indebted to his devotees. Aham bhakta paradina khyasvatantrasyate vija. He is enslaved by the devotees. Bhakta paradina. Asvatantra. He is asvatantra because yesterday I was telling in Najafgarh, I think, this point that he asks Kolavecha Sridhar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord, he asks, Sridhar, do you want heavenly planets? Swarga. Sakama Karma. No, Mahaprabhu. Do you want liberation? No, Mahaprabhu. Do you want material pleasures? Bhukti? No, Mahaprabhu. Then what do you want? You, Mahaprabhu. You come in the form of the Brahmana and negotiate for 1 anna for that plantain dona. I want to do that birth after death. And what does Mahaprabhu do for that? How can he repay such devotees of the Lord? So Krishna can only give himself. That is what he does. And here Lord Kapiladev is saying that you are already a devotee, you are very advanced, Bhamini, you are my mother, you are meditating on me as a supreme person. I am the supreme person, I am your son. You are already meditating on me. So what do I tell you, oh affectionate mother, surrender with love to the Lord of all beings. Krit Padmeshu Kritalayam Atatam Sarva Bhutanam Hrit Padmeshu Kritalayam Shrutano Bhavam Sharanam Vraja Bhavena Bhamini. This is interesting. It is finally Vraja Bhavena. He doesn't say, he stops short of saying what is Vraja Bhavena. But the important thing is, like in today's purport, it is mentioned that we'll go back to the Hindi purport. It says that दिव्य जगत में दास तथा स्वामी एक हैं, यह परम पद है. This is not Mayavad. It just means qualitatively, because Krishna is Bhakta Paradina. The devotee loves Krishna so much he follows everything he says, and finally he serves Krishna so much with love, selfless love, that Krishna becomes enslaved by him, and then Krishna follows the devotee. So then what is left? The devotee loves Krishna so much he cannot follow anybody else. Even a mother follows a child. Doesn't mean that the child is superior. The mother is still superior, but the mother follows the child. Similarly, Krishna is so affectionate to his devotees that he follows them. Krishna is so affectionate to his friends that they can take food from his own mouth. They don't have to do achaman after that. So, in this situation, what is mentioned, भगवान कपिल ने अपनी माता को उपदेश दिया कि उन्हें किसी परोक्ष विधि की आवश्यकता नहीं है, वे पहले से प्रत्यक्ष विधि को प्राप्त हैं, क्योंकि परमेश्वर ने उनके पुत्र के रूप में जन्म लिया है. दिस इज द पॉइंट. अतः उन्होंने अपनी माता को भामिनी कहकर संबोधित किया, जो सूचित करता है. आर यू ट्रांसलेटिंग इन इंग्लिश? वे पहले ही अपने पुत्र रूप में भगवान का चिंतन कर रही थी. अतः कपिलदेव देवहूति को सीधे कृष्ण भावनामृत में भक्ति करने की सलाह देते हैं, क्योंकि इस चेतना के बिना माया के पास से मुक्त नहीं हुआ जा सकता. देयर इज नो वे यू कैन एस्केप द माया पाशा, guna of maya. Guna means again rope. Maya acts through the gunas. So then when one is completely helpless, one is completely enraptured by Maya, captured by her, and doesn't know what to do, what is the purpose of life, then you're depressed. So such a man, it is mentioned, Badrinaran Maharaj says, in San Diego, there was a person who was distributing books, Srila Prabhupada books. All of a sudden, he saw a car parked there, and there was a person sitting inside. So this man goes to that person and he says, would you take a book? He says, get lost. Ever wondered when somebody says get lost, where could it be? Those who are lost, they come to the material world. And in the material world, they say get lost. So see how difficult it will be for such a person. He says, get lost. So, but Bhakt log to Bhakt log hain. He was a little fanatical, so to say. So he goes back and he plonks a book, Civilization and Transcendence, in the car wiper, windshield wiper. Keeps it and goes. So what this person was doing, literally, was that, and he was saying after many years, when this person sitting inside the car comes to the San Diego temple, he becomes a devotee. And he says, when that devotee knocked on my car door, I had connected a tube to the exhaust pipe into my car and I was going to commit suicide. And carbon monoxide was beginning to go in. But this fanatical devotee kept a book there, Civilization and Transcendence. I was so depressed with this world that I was living in, My parents couldn't really sort out my issues. Nobody could help me. But I thought, anyway, I'm going to die, might as well read something and die. So I picked up that book, Civilization and Transcendence, and in that Srila Prabhupada conclusively mentions how this material world is not the real world and it is a failed civilization, and therefore the real life is transcendence, and that is the world that Krishna guarantees. And with that positive thought, he stopped the thoughts of committing suicide. He became a practicing devotee. The potency of Srila Prabhupada's books, that Srila Prabhupada's books can make you go beyond death. Now, what is the other problem? Disease. So there was a person who's Christian by faith. There is a faith called Seventh-day Adventists. They call Seventh-day Adventists. I think I mentioned this story yesterday also. Seventh-day Adventists are those who believe that Jesus Christ, he got resurrected on the seventh day after crucifixion and all that. They focus a lot on that. To the extent that I understand. But he was always defending Srila Prabhupada's books with his God brothers. So this person asked him, why are you like this? So he just said that some years back a devotee gave me Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 first part. So I read this book. After that, this devotee, this person, he had contracted cancer because he was a chain smoker and alcoholic. So he got these books, he started reading them, then he started becoming vegetarian, then he gave up smoking and drinking, he got sensibly married, and after some time when he got his cancer checked, the cancer was gone. Now we are not saying please take a Bhagavad Gita, cure your cancer. We are not getting into Shrutifal. What we're trying to say is, with faith, somebody follows the process, these books can transform someone's consciousness. And who knows, consciousness drives activity. Maybe with good consciousness, you can definitely cure your diseases also. So the same person, he had a friend who unfortunately became mentally unstable. And he was admitted to a sanatorium. He was under treatment, he was taking a lot of medication. But our man, this person who was a Christian, who was not a staunch follower of ISKCON, but still has faith in Srila Prabhupada's books. So he told that person that you stop all medicine, just chant Hare Krishna every day. So his friend started chanting Hare Krishna, gave up all medication. The doctors were complaining about him, and after some time they diagnosed him and his mental illness was gone. So there is, you don't even have to be a devotee, practicing devotee, to distribute the process. The two people walked to a book distribution table and they were playing along. So, are you Hare Krishnas? Okay. So, okay. He likes Hare Krishna. So one person made fun of another person, and I think his name was Dog and Alex. So Dog were two friends and Alex were, so Dog started chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, like in a funny way. So this devotee also decided to play along, but you cannot say, ऐसे कैसे बात कर सकते हैं, भगवान के बारे में ऐसे क्यों बोल सकते? You can't do that. So he tried to be nice and he said, because your material desires, this will not work. Like that, he was joking along. So then, because this person chanted Hare Krishna, the devotee asked him, do you want to take a book? So he said, I don't have the money. I think it was a Bhagavad Gita. So this other devotee who was making fun, called Alex, he said, I have money, I'll give you $20, you buy the book. So this person, the book distributor, told him that, you're such a nice person, why don't you take another book? $20? No, he's not asking for money, don't worry. He's not from Delhi. So, so then what happens is, this person gives $20 and takes the book, but he says, I can't take another because I'm an atheist. That's okay, you can gift this book to somebody, you're an atheist. So when he sees another person coming from there to this stall, and this person immediately gives him that book also. So look at Prabhupada's mercy. An atheist is not just sponsoring a book, he is distributing the book also. And such is the mercy of this book distribution process offers. Devotees were distributing in Vienna outside the parliament, and they gave Gita or which book I forgot. They gave a book to a person who stepped out there, and so he said, yes, I am interested in rebirth, I am interested in reincarnation, I am interested in yoga, all that. So the devotees said, okay, we are a nice gentleman, so he gave him the book. After they passed to the side, they asked the people behind, who is this person? He said, he's the President of Austria. President of Austria took a book. So the point is, your books can transform everyone, anyone, if it is by Srila Prabhupada. Book distribution की भूख होनी चाहिए. So what Srila Prabhupada's devotees are doing is to first distribute the book. They distribute the book for book, and then you distribute the book. And when you distribute the book, it is 3 verses 1. Super soul in your heart, super soul in his heart, and you. He is one person. How long can he resist? Maybe he will resist you. But there is a person, for example, he wanted to get a book. He didn't have money. So he said, let me go get the money. By the time he came, the devotee left. After 3 years, he meets the same devotee, gives him money and takes the book. So it is going to happen anyway. We have to do book distribution. We are not booksellers. We have to distribute the book, make them touch the book, open the book, feel the book, read it out to them, show them lines in it, show the greatness of the book, how it is the world's largest distributed copy of Gita, more than 80 languages, has word by word synonym, translation, purport, show a few paintings, touch, feel, make Prabhupada preach to him. That is distribution. After that, whether he will give money or not is selling. The selling part, Paramatma will take care. The distribution part is our target. In fact, our target should not be just, I think Dwarka is going to do what? 1 lakh Gitas this time? 75,000. 1,75,000. So if you're doing 75,000 to 1 lakh Gitas, ki jai. So this place was lacking in book distribution. Now it is lacking in book distribution. 1 lakhing. Dwarka. Yeah, that's all. 1 lakh in book distribution. Okay, ठीक है. करना आप ही को है. 1 lakh target की. ISKCON Dwarka की. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution की. Not going to material higher planets or not doing Nishkama Karma and doing pure devotional service की. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam की. Nitya Nitya Gaur Sitanath Premanande. How many of you want to distribute? कितने लोग पुस्तक वितरण करना चाहते हैं? आज वितरण करना आपको है. विपणन करेंगे प्रभुपाद और परमात्मा. आज का आज ग्रंथ उठाइए, distribute the books. Krishna will take care. How many of you would like to distribute? Please हाथ ऊपर करिए. कितने लोग ग्रंथ वितरण करेंगे? आज का आज ग्रंथ वितरण, यहीं से आपको ग्रंथ मिलेंगे. Please take the ग्रंथ, distribute the ग्रंथ and become a part of historical ग्रंथ. आप देख सकते, ये this is your area that you do. I have, please take books from him. He is our man with the book. Hare Krishna. I have time. I don't know if you have time.